The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the arrest of former Niger Delta militant Government Ekpemokpolo, also known as Tompolo, for failing to honor a court summons issued on him by the court. Justice Ibrahim Buba on Tuesday had summoned Tompolo, asking him to appear before the court today, Thursday, to answer to a 40-count charge of unlawful conversion and stealing brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. The judge had also granted leave to the EFCC to serve Tompolo the summons and charge by fixing same on the conspicuous part of his last known address situated in Warri, Delta State. Our judicial correspondent, Shola Shoele, reports.
9 out of 10 accused persons were present in court. Only the former Niger Delta militant Government Ekpemokpolo, popularly known as Tompolo, was absent. He was also not represented by counsel. The prosecuting counsel, Festus Keyamo, told the court that he was surprised at this development as the Anti-Graft Commission had carried out the order of the court, summoning the ex-militant. Mr. Keyamo then urged the presiding Justice Ibrahim Buba to compel the accused person to come to court by issuing a bench warrant for his arrest, in line with Section 131 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. The lawyer informed the court that instead of honoring the several invitations extended to him, the former Niger Delta militant had threatened the EFCC.
In fact, he took out a paid advert in the papers that nobody should push him to war. Imagine somebody just invited to come and answer charges or to come and make statements, and the next thing you are saying is about war. So it's impossible for somebody to be an outlaw within a lawful society. It's either you are an outlaw and you are out of the lawful society, but you cannot be within the lawful society and be an outlaw. And that is why we have made an application for him to be compelled to come to court.
Lawyer representing Mr. Patrick Akpobolokeme, the former Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, who is the second accused person, however, urged the court to give Tompolo more time to appear, since he had only just been served with a copy of the court summons on Wednesday. The court turned down this request.
The court, in its wisdom, which I don't have any reason to disagree with, held that there was sufficient evidence and reasons why the arrest warrant should be issued.
In his ruling, Justice Buba ordered that Mr. Tompolo be arrested and brought to court to answer to the charges against him. The court also ordered all the accused persons to appear on the same day. Shola Shoele, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it has a valid court order to detain the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, Olisa Metu, over corruption-related crime. The Commission also says that it has already filed a 7-count criminal charge on corruption against him. Counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Rotimi Jacobs, explains that under the new administration of the Criminal Justice Act 2015, EFCC operatives have powers to hold the suspect in line with the court order. However, counsel to Mr. Metu, Ifedayo Fadipe, insisted his client is being held illegally by the Commission.
Not an application for the enforcement of the rights of Olisa Metu. The EFCC was served just yesterday because prior
precautionary measures to reduce the risk of Lassa fever disease.
We are distributing our PP, personal protective equipment, for our health workers. We are training them. We are just re-energizing the institution that we put in place before for Ebola disease.
We have alerted all disease surveillance officers in the 23 local governments of the state, and also the medical directors of all our hospitals, in order to raise the index of suspicion so that any suspected case can be reported for full investigation.
One thing that has been proven to stem the tide of disease outbreaks is a strong health surveillance system. Health experts say Nigeria needs to upgrade this system as well as establish adequately equipped laboratory support in most states. And for the people, good environmental, food and personal hygiene are key to healthy living. For the big story, Yomi Otaibo reporting for Channels Television News.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. Time now for business news with Adeshawa Josh.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Gimba. Welcome everyone to Business News. I am Adeshawa Josh. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has announced 3 key initiatives that will play out this year in the equities market. The initiatives are demutualization of the exchange, introduction of derivatives, and monetization of market services suites. These plans were unveiled today at a briefing on the stock market 2015 recap and outlook for 2016 in Lagos. Well, the bearish trade at the Nigerian equities market continues on Thursday as many blue-chip stocks like Dangote Cement, Seplat and Mobil, to mention a few, shared gains. Balaji Akinwale tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The downward trend at the Nigerian equities market continued on Thursday. The NSE All-Share Index dropped by 3.44% to close at 24,239.98 points. The drop was owing to the loss in the shares of highly capitalized stocks like Seplat, Dangote Cement and Mobil. Seplat closed at 176 naira 96 kobo. Dangote Cement closed at 138 naira 18 kobo, while Mobil closed at 145 naira per share. On the gainers table, Ikeja Hotel, Honeywell Flour Mill and Custodian Insurance led other price appreciators. Bank stocks topped the volume chart as shown in the shares of FBN Holdings, Guaranty Trust Bank and Zenith Bank. The total volume of shares for the day stood at 262.5 million shares, valued at 2.4 billion naira. And that's it on the Stock Market Report. I am Bolaji Akinwale.
Thanks a lot, Balaji. Nigeria's borrowing is expected to rise this year as the country faces the stark reality of falling oil prices. This is the view of a senior investment officer at financial derivatives company, Opeyemi Ogutade. She made the comments in an interview earlier today on Business Morning. Ms. Ogutade also supported forecasts from investment bank Goldman Sachs, projecting further decline in global crude prices for 2016.
Definitely going to have more issues from the forex earnings side, being that oil is one of our major sources of our forex earnings. And then obviously if you have an issue with forex earnings, it spills over into your naira. You know, naira got to 300 naira to the dollar. I mean, it's not looking too good for Nigeria. And if you have that as well, I mean, the government has to increase its borrowings because they need to, you know, finance their expansionary budget for 2016. And if you're not getting, although they've already indicated that they have no intentions of, you know, not that they have no intentions, but they are not going to be so dependent on oil revenues. They're going to look for other sources like, you know, being more effective in their tax collections as well as international and domestic borrowing. So on the borrowing side, it's definitely going to increase for the government.
Now let's check our closing figures from some other markets around the world. And that's Business News this hour. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
You first. First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10. Madrid clubs Real and Atletico slammed with FIFA sanctions for international transfers of minors. That's in sports news. Do stay with us.